There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
You're listening to Destination University. This month, we're running a special series, 30 Teens, 30 Dreams, and following their journey, asking them what they did right and what they would do differently if they had to do it all over again. So today, if you are a college-bound teen or a champion of one, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Today, you're going to meet Hope. Isn't that a great smile? Hope hails from California, from Bishop Alemany High School. And one of the things I still remember about her is that she had business cards since she was a youngster. So it's no surprise that she wants to major in business and economics. And I'll let her tell you her whole story in just a second. Before we get started, I have to give you the hot tip of the day. If you haven't hopped on over to bigfuture.org, you want to make sure you do that. Bigfuture.org is really a free app. It's mobile friendly, and it helps families navigate the college admission process through several ways, through college and career choices, through matching you up with scholarships, etc. And here's this cool thing. There's the estimated family contribution. If you're wondering how to pay for college and if you can afford it, families, I'm telling you, this is a great little calculator. EFC is a term you want to know because you want to at least try to guesstimate how much you'll be expected to pay each year in college. So hop on over to Big Future. It'll save you steps if you fill out the EFC calculator, and you'll also learn about your financial aid eligibility. A hot little tip from me today. Okay, Hope, this is a sound check. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, we're gonna get started. Excellent. Oh my goodness. Well, it's so good to see you. It's been a while since SA Camp, and I'm excited for you to share with everyone where you're headed today.
Awesome.
The first question, so I have, about 5-6 questions. And the first question is really help us understand, when did you start thinking about your college list, and how did you curate your list? Like, what were you looking for? What was Hope looking for when you first created your list?
I think when I first created my list, what I was really looking for was a big college campus, big football team, specifically a Pac-12 football team was really on my list because I knew that I wanted to stay on the East Coast, co-ed, and just an environment that has very well-known sports. I think my whole college looking was based around sports. And when I started creating my list, that didn't actually happen until after I had the Dream College Academy, because I was kind of lost in the process and didn't know what I wanted to do. And actually, funny enough, the way I got into Dream College Academy was because I told my parents that I was just completely lost with everything. And then the next morning they saw Dr. C on KTLA. So it kind of was like a coincidence. And then after that, the ball just started rolling, and I got my college list from there and came up with a solid 13 colleges.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Hope is a woman after my own heart, because those of you who know and following me, I love a good sports school, and I'm all about that. So I am so into you creating your list based on sort of the sports piece. And Dream College Academy, she's referring to one of our other courses that we run that helps walk students through the process and curate a list of colleges and help find a major, et cetera. So that's what Hope is referring to. So excellent. Now, I want to pick up on the major piece, business and economics, before we get into what you did right and what you would do differently. And how did you know that you wanted to major in business? I love the little tidbit about you having a business card, but what was it in your life that led you to business?
I think what led me to business was my grandma having her own company. She is my inspiration. She's like someone I look up to in my everyday life. And so when I would spend time with her throughout the summer, it usually, whether I wanted to or not, ended up working at her office. And so I was there all the time and ended up actually forming a really great like love for business and everything that she does. And so the day when she surprised me with business cards, actually not just one, but like 200, I was just like in such awe. I can actually remember that day, like vividly. I can really remember what happened that day, which is crazy because if you know me, my memory is just horrible. And I think after that, I always just kind of knew that I wanted to do something there, which is funny because it's like I was like 7. So now I'm 18, and that was still something that I really wanted to do. So even going into high school was very much like, okay, maybe not business, but being a leader of a club and doing this, just something that will set me up for what would be like the business world. So I was very involved in a lot of clubs and tried to lead a lot of them so I could prepare myself for this thing that I just knew that I wanted to do.
Oh, awesome. And then remind me, like, what did it say on the business card? I can't remember. She put something. Oh my God, there it is. Okay, you got to read it to me because I got to put my glasses on.
It says Hope C. Fischitelli, personal assistant, and then my grandmother's company, Candy Fischitelli Craft Service, and then the number that I would answer when people would call the phone.
Okay, well, if that is not planting a seed, I don't know what is. So your grandmother had it right. I love that. Oh, that's a great story. Okay, so there's the 2 questions. They're a flip of each other, and the first one is, what, looking back of your 4 years of high school, what did you do right? Something that is a good piece of advice for others to follow in your footsteps. And then after that question is really, what would you do differently? Well, if you have any regrets. So go ahead.
I think throughout my 4 years, the things that I did right is I was very involved at my school. Like I did everything from like sports. I did 2 sports all 4 years. Every single year I did 2 sports. I led 2 clubs. I joined like ASB, like I was in Spanish Honor Society, and I'm like non-bilingual. So it was just all this kind of different stuff, like pushing myself out of my comfort zone, I think really helped me to get where I am now. A lot of my high school experience was a lot of me being like, I don't know if I really want to do this. And my parents were just kind of like, you should just try it. Because if you really don't want to do it in the end, then you can drop it or decide that you just don't want to do it anymore next year. And I think that really pushed me and helped me because I actually found a lot of things that I liked. Like the biggest thing I like to talk about is that currently this year as a senior, I'm an AP Spanish language. And that is something that I didn't think was going to happen because I don't speak Spanish. Like I'm not, in my mind, I'm not very well spoken of Spanish, but to my teacher, he thinks that I am. So it was something that I didn't want to do, but my parents were like, I think you should just do it and try it out. And I actually am doing really well in it. So it's just a lot of pushing myself out of these boundaries and comfort zones.
Ooh, that is a golden nugget if I've ever heard one. Pushing yourself out of the boundaries and your comfort zone. And I always say, feel like your only job as a teenager is to, explore and find new things because you just never know what's going to stick and what you're going to like. And that's your job. Go to school and figure it out.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Get out of your comfort zone. Okay, so most teenagers have, or most seniors, at the end of the road, have some regret, something they wish they would have done differently. So go ahead and, if you don't mind being candid about that.
I think the thing that I regret the most is I was born in California. And so I was kind of always under the impression of I don't want to be in California anymore. I've been here for 18 years. Like I want to leave. And so I ended up actually applying to only 4 California schools, which were all extremely difficult to get into. And so, because they were all UCs, I didn't apply to any Cal States. I didn't apply to anything that wasn't UC. I applied to UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC San Diego, and then UC Santa Barbara. And so as the time went on and applications started coming back in and decisions started coming back in, I started to realize, okay, I'm getting rejected from a lot of places that I thought I would probably get into. And as soon as I got rejected from 2 of the UC schools that I applied to, I started to panic a little bit because I realized I really don't want to leave California. And so I felt kind of like stuck in the sense of I didn't apply to enough California schools because I just I didn't know that that's where I would want to be until 2 weeks before I had to make a decision. So yeah, I think my biggest regret was not applying to more in-state schools for sure.
Oh, that's so good. And let me tell you why it's so good, because from the time you apply, there's still like, I don't know, several months before you find out, where you're getting into. And a lot can happen and a lot can change in those, I mean, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 5 months before you have to, May 1st, you have to make a decision. And yeah, so your list, what you're saying is make sure your list is varied, and wherever you're applying, whatever state, to have a variety of schools in terms of like reach and target, so that you make sure. Ooh, that's good. And California students typically many of them like to stay in California or have a body of water nearby.
Yeah.
Okay, so now go ahead and tell us. Okay, so we're getting to the good part here. Oh, actually, I have one more question. Did you take testing? Did you take the SAT or ACT? Did you submit testing for your application?
I did not.
You did not. Okay, so I think you might be my first one. That did not submit. And was that because what was the reason for that? COVID, or just because the UCs don't take it?
Actually, okay, so so my school, as all schools do the PSAT testing, and my PSAT scores were really bad. Like, they were pretty bad compared to my friends' scores, so I felt like I wasn't hitting a benchmark. And so I was nervous to take the SAT because I felt like I would be embarrassed of my scores, and so I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see them at all. And so I was like, okay, all of the colleges I'm applying to are test optional or test blind, so I'm just not going to do it. And that is really the only reason why I didn't do it. So
yeah, okay, good. I like to hear, because everybody does something different. So yeah. All right, excellent. Thanks for sharing and being honest about that. I love that. I think I had low PSAT scores, and I was like, oh, forget it. I don't want to see it. Okay, so we're getting close to the reveal. So do you want to share what you narrowed it down to, or you want to go ahead and just tell us what led you to your choice and then share?
I'll do what led me to my choice. So funny enough, the school that I'm going to is a place that I did not want to apply to. And that my mom was like, I just think you should apply just because, just try it out. You never know, kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I'll do it because it's my mom and I love my mom. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to apply because this is a place that she thinks that I'll like. And so when I got accepted into this place, I think that was the biggest sigh of relief I've ever had in my life, because it was the only California school that I got into that I was for sure going into, because I got waitlisted at another. And it's actually not what everything I said about the big college sports and football. The school doesn't even have a football team. So it's definitely not what I thought I wanted. But as time is going on, I'm realizing this is really where I want to be. And it's somewhere that I actually really like. And so although it wasn't something that junior year Hope wanted, senior year Hope really likes this option. And so yeah, I'm very excited to say that I'm going to UC Santa Barbara. I'm really, really happy about it. I think that it will totally be a great fit for me. Anyone who knows me, every time I tell them I'm going to Santa Barbara, they're like, oh my gosh, wait, that's so you. That totally makes sense to you. So I'm really, really excited for it, and I'm really happy about it.
Oh, that is fantastic. I'm so proud of you, and so excited for you. And if you've never been, those of you who are watching or listening, if you've never been to the UC Santa Barbara campus, oh my word. You get there and you go, well, who wouldn't want to come here? It's so beautiful, a great view, and just really good people. Just, I've always had, former students who choose there, is the people that I know that work there. Everybody is just good people is the best way I can phrase it. So what tipped you? So it's a California school, and she already said that she was waitlisted at one other. So maybe it was just the California situation. But did you do any other homework in terms of economics and what you're going to be experiencing there to really drive home the point that was the place for you?
Honestly, no. Because I've kind of decided, which I've talked to people about, which they've all like have assured me that it's okay, that I probably will end up changing my major, because I hadn't taken economics yet. That would be my second semester by the time I applied with an economics major. And I've kind of realized that I just don't really like it. But with like the help of my family, they've all kind of reassured me that it's okay to switch my major. And so
Absolutely.
I think that based on the options I had and where I got into, I still felt like no matter what I did, I would still like to be at Santa Barbara, not only because it's close to home, but just because I like the beach. I like just the all around like atmosphere of Santa Barbara.
Yeah. And you know, so many students, I think the majority of students change majors a couple of times. Not even to mention how many times you've changed careers. So yeah, you're going to be in good hands. Plenty of majors to choose from at Santa Barbara. So yeah. And Lisa Preskop, just a big shout out to her. She's the director of admissions, and we just love her. She's a friend of Dream College Academy and the SA campers, and so she knows us well. So yeah, super excited. Okay, well, let me just do the wrap up, and then I'll come back and we'll both wave goodbye to everyone. So yay! Oh my goodness, I told you. Just look at that smile. Oh my God. How can you not be happy for Hope? If this episode has in any way fueled your confidence or helped to build your own dreams, please share this episode with 3 people in the next 30 minutes. And if you do nothing else today, there's 2 things I want to say. One, parents, you can join us in our Facebook group, Destination University, YOU, because the destination is not university, the destination is you. So you can join us there. We have conversations there, and I let you know things that are going on. And also, again, if you haven't been to bigfuture.org, please be sure to check that out. That estimated family contribution is something that every family should know well before having your kids apply to college. You heard Hope mention SA Bootcamp. She was a boot camper, and camp registration officially opens April 11th, Monday, April 11th, but you can go there now to get some information, and we'll be running a special. You'll be able to save $600 through the end of April. So drcynthiacolon.com/SA camp. All right, well, that is all we have for you. Be sure to continue tuning in every day of this month where we will meet a different kiddo. All right, Elvis is wanting some attention, so Elvis wants to say goodbye too. All right, say bye, Hope.
Bye, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. All right, everyone. Wherever you are, have a happy and sunny day. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colon again and get one step closer to your success.